In this video, I want to show you how to knit sand stitch. Sand stitch is a really lovely and easy 2-row repeat that creates these beautiful deep textured purl bumps on the right side of your work. So it's the perfect stitch if you're wanting to add texture to any piece of work that you're doing. Sand stitch is not a reversible stitch, and the fun part of sand stitch is that the reversed side is actually broken rib stitch. So although it's not a reversible stitch, you do get an actual defined pattern on the wrong side of your work. So again, that's another useful aspect to this stitch, that although it's not reversible, the rear side does have a defined pattern. So without further ado, grab some needles, grab some yarn, and let's get knitting. You will sometimes see the pattern multiple for sand stitch referred to as 2+1, but that's really just a fancy way of saying that you need to cast on an odd number of stitches. So as long as you're casting on an odd number of stitches, then this stitch pattern will work. I'm using the long tail cast on, but feel free to use whichever method you prefer and whichever one you're comfortable with. Row 1 is the right side of your work, and you are going to knit the first stitch. And then for the rest of the row, you want to work purl 1, knit 1, all the way across, and you should end your row on a knit 1. So you should start the row on a knit 1 and end the row on a knit 1. So it's knit the first stitch and then purl 1, knit 1 for the rest of the row. Row 2 is really nice and easy. You are just going to knit every single stitch all the way across. There are no other stitches on this row, they are all knit stitches. I'll just recap those 2 rows for you once more. Row 1 of your 2-row repeat is a right side row, and you start by knitting the first stitch. And then you want to work all the way across the row, repeating purl 1, knit 1, all the way across, and you should end on a knit 1, so you should be able to finish your row in pattern. So that's knit the first stitch and then purl 1, knit 1, and repeat that all the way across the row. The second and final row of your 2-row repeat is nice and easy. You are just going to knit every single stitch all the way across. So every single stitch is a knit stitch. You can see that texture already starting to form, and you would now go ahead and repeat these 2 rows until your project is the size that you want it to be. When it comes to casting off, you want to cast off knitwise on a row 2. So when you are working your row that is just knit stitches on the wrong side of your work, you would cast off knitwise during this row. And that's how you knit sand stitch. As always, I have left a written pattern on my blog if you would like something to follow along to, and I have linked that down in the description below. And if you're looking for another nice and easy stitch pattern to tackle, then why not take a look at the one that's popped up on your screen now, because that again is a really nice short repeat and it's super beginner friendly. I will see you again for another video soon, but that's all from me for today.